Hey guys, this is Dawn, and I've just been in the painting mood mode. I don't know what the right term for that is. And I've been getting compliments on mostly my dream journal that I tend to share on like Instagram. Somebody told me I should do a art display somehow. And I can't do that with my dream journal, obviously. But this is some of the kind of stuff that when I illustrate in my dream journal, this is what it looks like. That's my dream journal. I can't put that on display. But the one that I did of the skull and the star, I think that I am kind of like consciously and subconsciously making a series. I've been wanting to put stuff up in the library locally. Artists can do that. But I've struggled with communicating. I struggle with communicating. So I'm going to see if I can't get my buddy again. I think I've asked him like 50 times now, how do I do that? But anyway, so this morning I was inspired by the memory section on my Facebook. So if you want to hang out with me while I do this, I'd love to have you. So as you can see here, this canvas already has paint on it. This canvas already has paint on it. It's because I'm recycling something. And at one time, I think this was because I was too afraid to actually paint what I was feeling. I was too ashamed of what I was feeling when I wanted to paint, so this is all I could get out. That's not where I'm at today. So the things that it really inspired me this morning was I got some compliments on some of my art journal paintings, and I tend to dream about fish tanks, and all this kind of stuff, and some people think that's good, some people think that's bad. But then on my memories was this funny little picture, and it says doodling diorhytmus. I don't know, but anyways, I'm inspired by this little dude, so I want to try to draw him. And then I was also inspired by this color, this post of this type of crystal, and I said it reminds me of a blue pomegranate, and it was originally posted by somebody named James Sopinut. I'm probably saying that really wrong. I apologize. Okay, so anyway. So then I was also inspired by when I went to school to be a rifle instructor to teach kids as a discipline for 4-H. And I have double vision and everything. And I remember right before I took this last shot that I hit right in the center, I fell because I was balancing on an arm that has screws in it and stuff, and I thought they weren't going to let me do anything, but they did, because I figured out how to do things my way. I finally said, can I just do things my way? And they finally said yes. And so then I don't have a dominant eye, so I have to guess and all this kind of stuff. So anyways, that was this other thing. So those were the things that inspired me this morning, of just doing things my way. Doing things that make me happy, like making videos about painting. And yeah, so that's what I want to do. That blue color just, it gets me. So one of the things is kind of like a dialectical, would be like two things that don't look like they should go together. Can they go together? And so my thing is, I tried to say yes. I'm gonna honor this paint that was already up here. I'm gonna let it stay. I'm gonna fill this in. And honestly, right now, what I'm thinking about while I'm doing this is that Meatloaf passed away. And all the photos I found of him that I loved, they all had this red background, but they also had this constant fluidness to how he was. So that's what I'm thinking about. And I'm also thinking about that I tend to dream about things that are underwater. And how sometimes underwater dreams are positive and sometimes they're negative. All this red stuff was me trying so hard to get my feelings out. And I remember what it was. I had a friend who was, I could tell there was red flags. She was trying to get personal information out of me so she could try to be codependent with me. And she moved on and she became codependent with somebody else. And that's fine. But I was so hurt because, you know, it's that romance phase of a relationship. It happens in friendships. It happens. There's that romance phase. And then the red for me represented that phase in that relationship where I realized it was not good. And that I didn't even know how to, I was just so mad at myself. But anyways, yeah. So the blue is, we're gonna move through that because this painting was still there for a reason, still sitting up against the wall in the cupboard all this time for a reason. And I'm not thinking too hard. I'm just kind of letting the thoughts come in and go out. I'm giving myself credit for how I've grown, how I have the ability to get things on canvas now, and how I'm learning how to not give a crap what other people think. All the while, I do give a crap about what other people think because I don't want to be hurtful towards other people. So I'm also working on that as well. I think growth is the word I'm looking for. I gotta be honest, I'm nervous. I don't know how well I can paint this, but I'm gonna try it. You know what I mean? Ooh, I'm scared. Okay. Well, that's me for you. I tell you what, I moved for 2 seconds and I completely lost my marker. I don't know. So I found another one. I don't know if this is going to show up. Let's see what happens. It's really frustrating that this dark black marker is not showing up on the camera. Kind of strange. So I'm going to go ahead and do some yellow. So hopefully it'll pop. Get the idea. So I can do all my other art around it. I don't like this. And I gotta be honest, I'm already at the point where I hate this already. This happens to me every time I paint. I'm like, I hate this. I hate it. I want to throw it away. I want to burn it with fire. I don't ever want to see it again. This happens to me a lot when I paint. And part of it is because things aren't going my way. That happens when I paint. It really does. But do I get through it? Do I get to the other side? So I need to not let my painting be something that gets me overwhelmed. It needs to be something that helps me to grow and to learn to get through things. So like also this angle, I tried to change the angle of the camera so that it could be easier for the viewer to see what I'm painting. It's a little bit harder on me. This is a strange angle for me. Okay, so I did that. I gotta let that dry. What I'm going to do is, I got this green paint, and I'm going to do these like little lines and do like a border. It might go further from that, I don't know. But we had to stop what we were doing and go to the store. And I don't do well shifting back and forth between, like, I got to do this, I got to do that. I've gotten better at it, and I'm learning how to be better at it. But, so what I'm just going to do is I've got to get myself in a place where I'm back to where I was, mind, body, and soul, in the process of painting this painting. And I was inspired by my Facebook this morning. I wasn't just inspired by that beautiful crystal that looked like a blue pomegranate. And I wasn't just inspired by the little fishy, you know, in my dreams. And I wasn't just inspired, sorry, the heater just kicked on if you can hear it. I wasn't just inspired by the pictures of me being able to hit the target in training. I was also inspired by this picture of my kiddo when they were little bitty. And this is when they were like, I think they just turned 6. This was in my memories this morning. I have always encouraged that child to paint, and they want to go to art school one day. But anyway, that's the other thing that inspired me this morning. Making sure I didn't dip my paintbrush in my drink, which is over there. I've got a few things going on in my mind, and I don't want it to, like, you know, like, mess me up. But it's stuff that I still want it to do that background thing that I like to do, where I meditate on certain things while I paint things in the background. You know, I was thinking about how I did get through those courses, and I did become a rifle instructor, and so I'm just gonna do some like little, I might regret this, I don't know, but kind of like round circle brush strokes that just kind of remind me of the target practice. What do you think? You know, I mean, it doesn't look like a target practice. I didn't really want it to look like a target practice. My mind was thinking about the circles, that geometric thing. I don't know. I don't know. While I'm here, I don't know. I have the urge to just kind of color his eyeball in. That's another thing you can do too when you have your paints out. If you ever wonder, how do people know to use that color there and there? How do they know? I don't know that we do. I know I don't. I just, I'm like, what if I do this? And now look how derpy little fish. He's so derpy. Oh my God. I have it in my head that I want to do red sea lilies. I'm thinking of crinoids, and I really don't know how to paint these. I really don't know how to paint anything, to be honest with you. And with that in mind, I'm just going to just do it anyway. I'm just thinking about different things now. I was inspired by the Facebook memories, but it doesn't mean I have to stay there. That just kind of got me going. Now I'm thinking about when I used to go collect crinoids. Knowing me, I'm going to paint a whole bunch of stuff like at the bottom, and then I'm going to end up painting over it with city buildings, which is kind of part of the theme of what I've been into lately. This is directly a thing that kind of plugs into my childhood. Some of the art that I used to love to do in my childhood that I just quit doing when I got older. So I'm going to go ahead and do that little cityscape right there. Yeah. This is something you can do when you're painting if you're bored, is you can play music with your paintbrush. I know full well I'm probably going to have to go back and paint over these little sea lily things, but I'm trying to do this anyway. I'm going to see what happens. I was driving myself crazy drawing those sea lilies. I don't know how I feel about them yet. And then I ran my marker through paint. Watching somebody draw, in my opinion, is not the funnest thing. Again, I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. But if I keep doing it, this kind of stuff, just keep adding little colors, little tidbits here and there, eventually it'll come together. I'm not kidding. I started on all this morning at 7 o'clock and it is 2:15. That one with the skull, I started on it at like 5 o'clock in the morning. That painting I did with the skull. I started on it at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I wasn't done with that entire video till like, I think like 9 or 10 o'clock that night. And yeah. So I just try to move this around a little bit to make it focus more on the canvas. Yeah, if you ever wonder how long this stuff takes, it is now 4:15, and I've been at this at 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm going to try to wrap her up.